and welcome to the Altitude Esports Mock Overwatch League Playoff Winners Finals bracket game. I'm here with my boy Cookie.
Yeah, man. Good to be back here beside you again. It's been so long since we've been on the set together, and what a good game to be together for. The big New York Excel versus Philadelphia Fission for the finals match. Should be good. You excited?
Yeah, probably going to be one of the more exciting matches of the season. We've already seen this game go down. We saw it. The scuff recording, a very close 3-2 victory by the Excel. And now we got to see, will Fission kind of like bring it back here? Can they like get revenge on the Excel? Also, Cookie, why are you leaving me for Ryan? We had something.
I mean, you're a busy man, you know. I mean, Ryan, we've found something special together, you know. I'll never forget the days of the Crysdale and Cookie duo cast, but just gonna, you know, move on, man. If you love something, you just gotta let it go. If it comes back like it did today, you can enjoy it. But speaking of Ryan and Monster, we won't speak of Monster, but speaking of Ryan, we also have him and Monster on the analyst desk. We can chuck it over to them for a minute and see what their thoughts on this coming up match will be. Take it away, boys. Oh, apparently not. Never mind. They're all dead. So we're still us.
Still us. On Monster, this is Ryan. We're back with a little more analyst. We got to talk about, I guess, MVPs or something next. We got a lot of those. Vote Cookie Breed MVP.
Yeah, and MVPs, of course.
I mean, what do you think about the MVP award this year? Very similar to last year. A lot of Fission members, a lot of Excel, less one Deviant, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately, only one Deviant, but you know, it's the fan favorite, right?
Yeah, you gotta be a popular boy, and when you're an Australian, it kind of comes pretty easy, you know.
Mm-hmm. But Femel took it last time very closely and well deserved as well. But he's not on it this time. But there's some other well deserving players as well, because typically a lot of it is just a DPS, you know, show. They're the ones that are on the screen most of the time. But we've got other players like Omi on the Ana, who has done quite a lot this season on both the Ana in-game and out in the actual Discord, and, you know, helping everyone, you know, helping out Cry and Dion keep the plebs, you know, from rioting.
From rioting in the streets. Yeah, I mean, a lot of new names. We see Masamune, very talented player, possible most improved player award, as he is definitely one of the better players coming back from season 1.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, and he's improved quite a lot too. Like Masa, you know, not to say he was terrible at the game or anything, but we've seen strides. We've seen this dude get insanely good at the Lucio, from being sort of kind of an unknown player to being one of the forerunners, the ones really in the spotlight for these Lucio players.
Real quick, you do this a lot. Where am I supposed to be looking with this camera? Because I'm like looking at it like to the left. Like, am I supposed to be peering to the souls?
Yeah, you look straight into the eyes of every viewer watching this, and really just, you got to touch their hearts and get them feeling for the game. But we finally have our producer back, so now we can finally toss it over to the analysts and see if they know how to stare at the camera properly and see what their thoughts on this game are going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take it over to them.
All right, well, thank you for that nice introduction, Cookie and Cry. So we got a good game ahead of us. Me and Monster here are going to be analyzing it at halftime, so make sure you stick around for that. But first, Monster, tank player yourself, what tanks are you looking at during these games?
I'm looking at Liver, man. He's been pretty aggro throughout a couple games this season. He's kind of picking it up on his play style right now. His team plays around him, you know, running that May stable comp. It usually works out well for them, running that aggro Ryan. But over on Fission, we got to see if they can stop that aggro. You know, that's kind of like their main, I guess, strategy. You know, is just complete stable comp. I think we're going to be seeing like an exact clone comp here for each team for like a solid 7 maps. So that should be really entertaining to watch the same 6 heroes for 2 hours. But yeah, what are your predictions for this match?
Predictions. I mean, Excel took the win last time we saw them. Fission had a great perfect season, but it just fell out of the grass at the last moment there. Great match between those two. But I think Fission are out for revenge this time. Got maybe a stronger lineup in store for them today. So I'm going to go the Fission with the 3-2. Go to the 5th map there and pull it out in the end, though. Monster, what about you?
I'm thinking the same thing, but you got to keep in mind that this game does go to best of 7, so it's going to be a 4-3.
Oh, of course. You know what I mean. 4-3.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So that's what I think is going to go on. Yeah.
That last map, 7th map, it's coming at you guys real quick, or it could be 4-0. Who really knows? It's Altitude Mock Overwatch League. There's not really any rhyme or reason for anything anyone does, but should be a good one nonetheless, as we're going to throw it back to our casters just to get us back into this game. So stick around and enjoy. Cry, Cookie, take it away.
Yeah, I guess see if both teams are ready. We can just get right into this, you know? I'm looking at the stream, and I look about 10 years old, so that's always good.
It's take your son to work day right now.
Yeah, Cookie's my dad.
Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna lead this young man into the right direction. Help him out with his casting career, right?
Exactly.
Even though he's the one that got me into this. But
I was raised separately from my parents. That's what I don't have the accent, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Quite unfortunate. You would have gone a lot further with it. But it looks like both these teams are ready to jump in straight into Lijiang Tao. Is there any other King of the Hill maps really? Do any of them even count?
I like the other Asia located map of Busan. Besides that, no, this is the only one.
Busan is a really good map, and I mean, if you don't know about it, there's also a GOATS tournament that we've been seeing a lot, and there's a few teams that actually opt for the Busan map, which is pretty exciting. But no, over here in Altitude, we just do Lijiang and nothing else.
Volskaya over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Good couple maps. But this is one of those exciting maps where the meta kind of changes a little bit between each map. You can run some pretty decent dive and far mercy kind of things here, and as you move on, the close quarters really brings out the Mei Symmetra strats, or Junkrats, Reapers, Doomfist, all sorts of things. And for the moment now, it looks like Excel is going to be opting for the dive here. They're going to play it very well here because it can be a little bit tricky, especially if Syntax runs this Symmetra. Fission are going to be able to set up a point very, very quickly, and it can be kind of hard to dive in directly to the point and find any value. So.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of problems from Eat Your Liver with Sparky and Omi or Tagni just on that point, putting in a lot of damage. It's gonna be very hard for them to really push into anything, especially with that sim as you were mentioning. And we're gonna see Eat Your Liver. They're gonna take the point, but Fission's gonna be right to point with the tally, and that's gonna be a huge setup. They're gonna be ahead of everyone right to begin with, and Excel trying to look for value to see who they can dive. Eat Your Liver falling extremely low and forced to back out. He's gonna be critical. He will look like he will go down. Omi gets a nice pick off. Don's gonna go down next, and that'll be an easy fight win for the Fission.
Milk Tea, unfortunately, getting booped off there at the end. Both the DPS are dead, but they're not going to be taking too long to get back to that TP up and running. Like I said, the dive wasn't going to work out too well against the strategy that Fission were pulling out, and a nice quick loss for that fight lets them restart and get some swaps in. Eat Your Liver now on this Reinhardt. Looking to be a little bit more straightforward running the Mei McCree here.
Yeah, the one problem you're going to have is now that you've already lost 1 point of Koth, it's going to be very difficult to really gain back that advantage, especially if you're going to be running a similar mirror comp, because the other team will almost always have the ult advantage. And we do see Excel pushing onto point, Liver and Famel getting aggressive, and we do see an anti coming out on both sides. Eat Your Liver looking for value, trying to find the swing, and Sparky's going to be falling low. The pin goes in a little aggressive, and he's going to get stunned up. Milk Tea's going to get picked off by Grimy, and that's going to be a huge pick off for the Excel. And probably will lead in the point. Eat Your Liver is anti up, and he's going to fall. The Nano comes out on Sparky, and he's going to be swinging for the fences. Sparky looking for value, has the shatter if possible, finds Zoom, and he's going to just hold on to everything as they easily take that fight win.
I'm a big fan of what the Fission are actually running here, opting for the McCree Hanzo, which honestly was a favorite of mine to run back on Deviant early in the season, especially with Juice, because it's so much high damage coming through with very precise heroes where you have so much spam, but you also have the potential to kill people very, very quickly. And it's a really difficult kind of composition to push into sometimes. There's just so much utility in the damage that comes out, and with the flashbangs.
But two ults coming out. The Dragons is out. The High Noon gets Milk Tea, and he's going to fall yet again. Syntax finds Don in the back with the Dragons, but Grimy's going to pick up another. He gets a second as well. He's popping up. That's 3 for Grimy. Famel will get DMAC, but Grimy finds another of $50. Grimy's unstoppable. Can he get the 6K? Looking for Tagni. 6K. Now,
Zoom stealing it.
doing that kind of thing.
You can imagine the comments there. It'd just be Grimy screaming for the 6K, doing a lot of work. You know, he had to just warm up a little bit there, but once he's going, Grimy's kind of a monster on this McCree. Kind of outshining most other players in the league, honestly.
Grimy has always been thought of as kind of a plat Cree, but you know, he definitely can turn it on at any given time and just pop off. Your liver forced to back up, is falling low. Both shields of Rhines are low, and Grimy will be anti. The shatter is blocked, the bomb is out, and it finds 2. Grimy goes down as well, and Excel looking like this could be the end of the map. Masamune finds $50, but there's only 3 Fission left on point. Zoom's gonna go down, and the Nano is out. Famel's falling low. The High Noon finds no one. Probably just the reload. Famel's gonna go down next, and there goes Massa. Liver's gonna be back on the point, but how long can he stall for? The Cree is back as well, and so is the Ana, but they really have no chance of touching, and Fission will be taking point 1 of Lijiang.
Nice and efficient there for Fission. It kind of stumbled a little bit at the end. You know, Excel looked like they were finally, they got the point presence. They're ready to actually play the game now. But they kind of hesitated using ults. They kind of misplayed a little bit, and then once a couple of people were down, they used both the Mei ult and the Diva bomb fairly poorly. Not gonna lie, you know, tagging these Diva bomb going in, getting 2 in the back line was absolutely huge. But Famel just couldn't replicate that, and just kind of tossed it into the corner. And Zoom just tossing the Mei ult just kind of on point, not really near anyone at all. It's kind of a waste of 2 very powerful ults.
I mean, we saw this before. People said XL sandbagged in the last Fission game, dropping the first 2 maps just to look good, like just to make the game interesting, and then got the reverse sweep. But yeah, looking at that fight, I'm not really sure if you can really say that. It looks like XL is just not making a lot of mistakes, and Fission gonna tell you to point first and gonna take that point advantage. Sparky falls a little bit low here, but Eat Your Liver really has no chance to push in, and Sparky gets a little aggressive. That's gonna be XL's chance to push in. The Sim turrets will help them a bit, but they need to find value. Milty finds Famel, and Eat Your Liver goes in way too deep. I think he's feeding. Milty finds Grimy next, and that's gonna be somehow winning the fight, even though they lost their main tank first.
There's a couple of points I want to get there. You know, the over-aggression, like you said, from Eat Your Liver. You got rid of the Reinhardt. They don't really have any potential to hold you back. You can take it slow there. No one's capped. But also, running the Junkrat, you should have been able to capitalize on, everyone runs the TP. With Junkrat, you can make it to the point and take out that TP almost immediately, splitting the team in half, basically. But they just didn't utilize that at all.
I mean, Cookie, not everyone has the same skill as you on the Junkrat, so I don't know if that's as possible for everyone. No. Yeah, you're like the Jake Rat of altitude, people say.
And there's another name for it, but we can't say that on stream, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not family friendly. A very odd sim play there, walling off the point, and Excel's just gonna back out. After Syntax finds Grimy, would have pushed in if I was playing there. Get through the shield, get some ults. But
Absolutely.
Excel unable to find answers. They're struggling here.
They're having a lot of trouble, but they're not going to make any swaps. They're going to be building up to their ults pretty quickly. That tire is going to be very important.
The High Noon is going to be coming out. Milk Tea's looking for answers. The tire is out as well. Which will be bigger? The tire's on the left, and it finds Milk Tea. One is down. Eat Your Liver's nanoed up. The pin misses, but Sparky's going to be antied. He looks like he's going to fall next. Zoom finds Taggy, and that is easily the point for Excel.
A little bit of a cleanup here. A pretty decent stall coming through for Fission, but it's not going to matter in the end. A lot of that coming off of both Zoom and Dionysus's back there. The huge anti and the nano, letting Eat Your Liver just take out those tanks almost immediately, and Zoom with that crucial pick on the Milk Tea. They lose basically all their damage there. A nice easy take, but they've got to rotate these ults
still has the ult advantage though.
They got to make sure they keep that advantage though here. They don't want to blow it all in one fight.
Fair enough. The High Noon's gonna come out first. Grimy finds $50 with another huge High Noon, but he will sacrifice his life. Milk Tea's gonna get picked off by Dion, but Vision's still gonna push the charge. Sparky is nanoed up, and the Shatter gets 3. They need the value. The anti doesn't get anyone. Sparky's low. Eat Your Liver finds it. He'll fall, but the fight is already lost for the Fission. Huge Shatter, but no follow-up on the side of Fission.
Yeah, honestly, the ults used were, a little bit questionable. I know you want to win out those fights nice and quickly, but there's better ways to use things like that. But Excel got to be careful here because they're only just getting into position now, and Fission's already on the aggression here.
Yeah, Sparky's gonna get slept up. Does not get anti. The tire is out, looking for picks in the back. Finds no one, just takes Tagny a little low, but Fission will get a chance to regroup here. Sparky's still not full health, so he'll need to get some of that life back before they can push in. Sparky's gonna get his point on the point. That doesn't make sense, but he's gonna be swinging into Eat Your Liver. The nano is out, Grimy is low, the pin comes out. Sparky's gonna die first. 2 are gone. Excel finding everything. The tire from Syntax gets 2, but it's too late. There's no point. 3 left.
And we're getting even close to that. I mean, not even close to that last fight territory. They're going to be struggling here. If Milk Tea gets picked off, it's going to be huge. But they managed to stay alive. They're going to get freaking. What's this?
And we're going to see Milk Tea with playing aggressive, but he's going to get picked off a little too aggressive there by Famel. And that's going to be it. Excel probably taking this fight. They're down the Cree. Fission pushing in, but he finds Diamond and Liver. The chance is back. Famel and Grimy are back on the point, but they don't really have those key components. Sparky with the shatter, the tire instantly goes massive. Will find Omi, and Sparky's gonna go down as well. Same with Syntax. Excel bringing it back, and that's gonna be 0.2 going to Excel. I don't understand how they lost that.
Yeah, after such a very dominant display of power and aggression on that first point. Who am I to talk? I dropped out of playoffs, but this map seemed
dropped out, knocked out.
Yeah, this map here seemed less of a kind of clash of titans and more a couple of toddlers on the playground slapping each other with noodles here. It's just there was a lot of really sloppy plays coming from both sides. A lot of ults used not super well or just straight up kind of thrown away. Not exactly what you want to see, but the teams are at least throwing as hard as each other, so it's still staying pretty even for the most part. And this is going to be the round where it matters most.
I would say both teams are kind of struggling with these hero plays, mainly Fission over Excel, where one player thinks, oh, I can ult here and I can get the 6k or the 4k and bring it back. And kind of we saw Sparky do some shatters, we saw Syntax with some tires, and that's kind of going to be a downfall. And Masamune is going to find Milk Tea really early on. The Reddit Lucio early pick off. The pin comes out. Sparky gets the counter pin, but Sparky's going to fall low. He is kept up, but for how long? Excel playing extremely aggressive here, just trying to follow up that initial pick. Milk Tea's still not back yet, and Fission's going to be forced to back off the point and give first pick to Excel. Milk Tea instantly finds Famel though, playing a little aggressive there. The anti comes out, but it's not going to really help anything. Sparky alone on the point, and Excel will be down 1. Liver finds Syntax in the back. I don't know what he was doing there, as Sparky's going to be low. They need some follow-ups. The high noon. Liver finds another fire strike, another kill, and that's going to be Excel looking like they're going to hold it again.
Yeah, Famel, it might have seemed like he was throwing, but he was actually just a monster bait there. Letting them all take the aggression while I still had, a pretty decent advantage on the point. That point presence is still pretty strong, and so they can kind of roll through there. Running up to about 30%. A lot of Excel have their ults here, but Fission isn't that far behind. They've got a lot of very useful things coming in here, and a lot of combo potentially.
Both Ryan's are nanoed up. They're going to be brawling for this point. Sparky Liver goes in a little aggressive, but Sparky's going to be antied up. Not really getting the value. The shatter is huge. No ults are more needed, and that's going to be Fission taking the point again. I am not speaking fluent English.
That's fine. We don't need English here.
Just understand what's going on. Just like rough English.
Exactly. And Zoom on this Doomfist, I don't know if he's finding the full value that he needs here. Typically you see him on the May quite a bit, and I think that might have been the better pick here. He's causing a bit of a disturbance, but he's not really getting the important picks that you need, and he's not kind of investing in a dive. You can really harass the backline, especially with this kind of composition, but he's not really trying it too much. He's not really
going to come out early. Milk Tea not going to use his high noon, but they're going to grab dragons, and that's going to basically end the fight. The classic grab dragons combo.
Some would call it a snooze fest, but not here, not in this professional, very professional scene here.
Oh, huge plays happen. They don't look at the highlight reel. So absolutely. That's why we don't go on for grab dragons.
Even if it is a bit of a relevant slipper. But, Excel coming in here, that Space Jam, ready to toss in a grab.
Coming out early, Milk Tea sees a lot of skulls, finds Zoom early on, and Excel still unable to push. Liver will be antied up. Huge anti by Omi there. And Fission taking the fight with ease.
That's such a powerful stance to have. When you find so much value out of one ult, it's huge. You know, you just rotate those ults, and now they're up to 60%, and they've still got quite a few ults on deck. They've got that, you know, Lucio to keep them alive through most anything, and they've got that Shatter and the Nano coming in.
Excel has a lot here as well, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Who gets more value? The grab's going to come out early. The beat's going to keep everyone alive. Liver charging in with the Nano, trying to find value here, but not really following it up. Famel finds Milk Tea, and Zoom's gonna go down low. Tagni getting swung into by the Nano Rhyme, and Zoom's gonna find Omi. It's just really the stall game now for Fission, as they will not be able to win this fight. How long can they hold? Not that long.
Long enough now. They got up to 89%. If they have one good fight win here, they could pretty much, you know, completely seal off this map from Excel right now. They've got quite a few ults to roll in with. Not the grab Dragon you would hope for, but you could almost just combo a Dragon with Shatter even. If it finds enough picks, it's an easy steamroll here.
Tagni not really finding as much value in that last fight as he could have, probably because he got down, and then Shatter gets a lot of people, and that will be probably Excel taking map 1. I don't see the stall coming in. There's 92 on the point. Liver.
$5 is in position to touch, but I don't think he's going to live for too long.
$5 on the point. Not long. Grimy ulting up as well. They do get the touch back, but there's really no Shatter. Sparky doing it alone. Can he bring it back? Fission somehow keeping the fight interesting. Sparky is nanoed up on the point. Fission bringing it back. They find 3. Ear Liver looking for value. Gets the pin on Sparky. Will fall low, but not dead yet. Ear Liver needs to be killed here, and Milky will find him. He gets another as well, and just Famel left. Famel anti up, gets grabbed. The Tracer alone on point. It's just Grimy. I don't know how that happened. Excel looking like they had the game easy.
A good stall. You know, Tagni, that grab, you know, you want to get rid of Famel nice and early, but now you're not going to have grab to get rid of the stall when it matters most, when they've got a lot of people in here. A little bit of a misplay.
A lot of people on the point, and Ear Liver's going to be nanoed up and going to be swinging. Sparky forced to back off, and XL finds another 2. I can't say they're going to win this fight because I keep contradicting myself. But it looks like with the help of the DPS and a nice nano, XL bringing it back. They gave up the point purposely, I guess.
Well, like I said, you know, you use your ults just to get rid of a couple people when there's still 14%, you know, to go. And that's okay if you play it aggressively and don't even let them on point whatsoever. But they still played just on point. They had no ults to run in with, while Excel come in with, you know, 2 support ults and a DPS ult. You know, it's more than enough to take it back. Super close game. But going on, I hope to see some better play and, you know, better cohesion in these teams.
Yeah, a lot of interesting. Like, it just seems like no matter in fights that they should have easily won, they just couldn't continue with the picks or something. Just continuing, like they kept letting one person come on, and then they kept letting the next person come on, and just letting it spiral out of control almost every fight. And you're right, they were wasting a lot of ults as well on the side of Fission. So it will be Fission's next map choice, I guess, as they did lose map 1, and XL will get to choose sides.
Absolutely. But, you know, just like their last match together, it's still a really close game. You know, neither team really pulling ahead here. It's all coming down into those last moments. And we're going from King of the Hill to 2CP, very different kind of map style. And, you know, depending on where they go, they could run a lot of different things throughout these maps. No one's picked yet, but we'll get an insight soon. And, you know, you can see a lot of dive on some of these maps, or, you know, the double shield spam kind of compositions. There's a lot that can come out here, and both teams so far going the way of the Deviant, opting not to run the boring old May McCree, which I'm quite happy with.
Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting map. 2CP, we're probably going to see a lot of similar comps, a lot of these grindy Hanzo, Krees, Maze. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that all game, so it's not really anything too surprising. We'll probably get False Sky here, just judging by how people play maps. False Sky or Hanamura. And then whoever wins that map will choose King's Row no matter what, basically.
It's always King's Row. I'm actually more of a fan of Eichenwald personally. Really like Eichenwald. At least it looks nice and everything. It's a good map. Scrims Row, it's it's the OG map, but it's kind of, I don't know. It has less. First point you can kind of come out with a few different things, but for the rest of it, it's very kind of just a one-trick pony kind of thing. One sort of composition works best, and it's not really open for different kind of strategies and metas there.
Yeah, I mean, Scrims Row though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
have you considered
the reason
Scrims Row?
everyone chooses it is one, it's the best map in the game. I literally only play it if it was the only map. And two, everyone scrims it because no matter which opponent you're playing, when it comes down to that hybrid map, everyone chooses King's Road. Either you choose it or your opponent chooses, no matter what. It's kind of a given.
Absolutely.
So,
what about Hollywood even? Haven't seen that
Hollywood?
map for a hot second.
I love Hollywood. Honestly, Hollywood second, all hybrid. If this game was all hybrids, definitely might be a better game, dude.
I wish it was just hybrid and King of the Hill. Those are the only two map types I actually enjoy. Escort's kind of just like, okay. And the maps aren't, the greatest ones. And then like 2CP, like do I need to say anything there? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you could turn all the like Route 66, all those maps, you could all turn them into hybrids.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you might as well.
It would be a little tough, but I mean, I'm fine with those maps as well. They get a little iffy. I don't like how you can't if you push all, it's like you end up getting like, oh, both teams pushed it all the way. Ha ha ha.
Absolutely. And really quick, we've got a few follows coming in here. Futura 2000 and Big Nate, as well as Sunder IDK. Thank you all for the follow and thanks for the support with the stream and everything coming in for this big NYXL versus Philly.
Yeah. Tell your friends, no, don't do that. Watch the game, enjoy it, make fun of us,
Tweet it out like I definitely remembered to do, as I was told to by our producer, who's going to be very mad at me for not following the instructions to the pen. But
you will now not let me out of the basement. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm not getting fed today.
I haven't seen my wife and kids in 3 years.
That's been a long time. But
all I know is Overwatch. My family doesn't exist.
No green card for me. I get it revoked immediately. But yeah, I'm excited to see some more maps coming in through here. Because like I said, I bullied them a little bit. Say these teams are throwing, but there's a reason they're up here as number one, because they can pull it out together. I just like to see them clean it up a little bit and really make it, an absolute highlight reel of a game.
I mean, yeah, these teams are definitely the top teams no matter what. I was watching Overwatch the other day, and you know what? These teams could be on the same. I was watching Vancouver play, and I'm like, the Moira is dying to the dive comp, and I'm like, something seems wrong. It was a lot of bad coordination. So you know what? Overwatch League is worse than Altitude. I mean, some of the Overwatch League teams could stomp us, but Boston though. Boston could play in our league and probably be like a play-in team.
Absolutely. Also, I just want to point out in chat, I like, talking about that, they've caught up to the map talk. I like how someone pointed out Horizon and Paris are maps visually. I think there was supposed to be another word there, but yeah, they are maps. They are definitely maps. But no, I'm assuming you're saying they look good. And that's the thing, Overwatch is really good at making very pretty maps, very visually appealing maps. Just sometimes a little bit iffy, but we're going to be here on Hanamura, one of the most spectacular maps, honestly, especially for 2CP.
A very beautiful place in Japan. Great tourists, great tourism, nice shops.
See Mount Fuji over there, and plenty of cityscape kind of situation.
Teleports to point.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to be seeing here, Cookie?
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised seeing a May on the defense, but would like to see the old Torbjorn Junkrat competition coming out. Pretty strong, not gonna lie. But so far that doesn't look like it's gonna come. We're gonna have Grimy on the Ashe, which Ashe is pretty strong here. A good replacement to McCree, but generally you'll see it run with a Mercy for that.
I don't know. Every time I see someone run an Ashe in this league, they seem to feed their brains out. Literally just can't aim. So hopefully Grimy can change that. I always thought he was kind of a Kree OTP, but let's kind of see how this works.
I guess it's basically the same hero, right?
Yeah, same hero, but I guess they're from the same area, basically. So both from like Texas or whatever they're from.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be seeing obviously the Kree Hanzo back on Fission, trying to just destroy these shields. And Excel's going to change it up with the double shield themselves, running Fabel on the Sigma, not Sombra.
Yeah, Sigma's just better Diva, basically. And if you don't have to contest anyone on high ground, there's no reason not to run Sigma.
The wall comes up, Zoom assassinating
Poor Sparky.
Huge sleep by Dionysus. And yeah, Excel's going to take point 1.
Yep, sometimes you just got to do it to him, you got to expect the Mei to be on this map, and you got to play it very, very smart, which is unfortunate because all the Mei has to do is press E a couple of times, and you're done for.
Yeah, I mean, brain dead character. That's why I'm so good at her.
Yeah, the walls are good, but I don't know about your ults. You tend to feed the Diva a fair bit.
Sparky looking for value here. It's gonna be very hard for him to push in with this Mei wall, but the Mei's gonna miss, and that's gonna give Sparky and the whole Fission team to really push in here. Liver's playing very aggressive here, not really with his team. I'm not unsure. He's just kind of, I guess, forcing them back. Maybe get a few swings, try to get that. He is very close to the shatter, so maybe we'll see that coming in. We do see one Fission member. We do see Syntax coming in on the late, getting that crossfire going, and Sparky's gonna push in. The dynamite's gonna be huge, lighting up most of the Fission team, and Sparky's gonna be falling extremely low.
Wait, what?
We see something fall off the map. Ear Liver going down off the map. Huge boop by $50, and that's gonna give Fission the opening they need. Zoom's gonna go down next, and that's gonna be a very quick follow-up by the rest of Fission.
I was about to say, did they lose Dion and call for a reset or something? Did they think they were attacking?
That's
a little bit
tough.
unfortunate there. Once you lose, you've lost your Ana, which is a big blow to any defense. You lose your main healer and a source of a lot of utility, and you also lose your Reinhardt. You've got pretty much zero potential to bring that back unless you've got some big hero plays in your back pocket.
Yeah, unless you can really pop off. Once your Rhine gets booped off a map with a shatter, you're kind of doomed. We're gonna see a very interesting rotate going underneath, gonna catch everyone by surprise. Syntax with the dragons, gonna be trying to see if he can get some value here. He's gonna first take the high ground, gonna try to assassinate the Ana, but not really finding the value. Sparky's gonna go down, and Tagny gets a huge eat on Zoom's ult. Milty's gonna find Dio next, but Tagny's gonna be demech, and $50 is gonna go down.
Still pretty good fight for Fission. No matter what, they lost it, but they managed to get 2 ults out, eating Zooms as well without using any. Just going for a dry fight. They're going to be running in here with basically at least 5 ults, which will be, pretty huge from them. They should be able to take this if all goes smoothly. Just one more push.
It's really going to be determined on the tank ult by Excel. They also do have Massa very close on the beat, so if they can kind of combo or block something like that, they have a chance of coming back here. But I mean, it's going to be tough. Fission's going to have the ult advantage, so it's going to be about, can Fission make it work? Sparky's going to be coming out aggressive, gets slept, and the anti is huge. The shatter comes out. Tagny is low. The whole team is anti. Excel finding so much value. Dionysus, huge antis, winning his team the fight.
Rotating these ults fairly well. Only dropping a couple there, and that's the thing, because Overwatch, it's a lot about ultimates and the ult economy. That's very important, but every hero has so many very useful abilities as well, and if you use them to their full potential, it's absolutely insane. Because especially things like Ana, where her healing isn't the main reason you play Ana. Her healing's like, it's fine, but her abilities are absolutely insane. It could just be an instant fight win just off that.
Dragons are coming in. It's going to be huge. Dionysus, Zoom, and Masamune are going to go down. Eat Your Liver will be next. Excel really doesn't have the answers here. They're going to charge the bomb off point and going to start the cap. Grimey's going to get picked off as well. Same with the 6th man of Bob, or the 7th man of Bob, and the touch will be out. The beat is there. Looking for Shatter. Sparky had the opportunity, and Zoom's going to find Syntax. That's going to be a huge pick. He's going to go down next, and we do see Dionysus on the Moira stalling it out. Grimy finds another in Milty, and Fission just not being able to find the picks of this point, only really having 1 tick, and I don't think they're going to win this fight. They're already down 2.
Yeah, when you lose out on those DPS, it can be a real struggle to keep any, potential momentum going.
all of Excel now back on the point. We do see Syntax has come back, but it's just a bit too late as $50 is going to go down as well. Syntax, Sparky, not Syntax, is going to die next. And Excel showing they know how to stagger themselves there. They didn't just all die at one fight. They had good touches individually, and then they always brought it back.
Femel doing really well in the high ground as well. This is a huge stagger, by the way. But yeah, Femel being the one that stayed alive. I don't think he died that entire fight. I don't think so. But just staying on the high ground, dueling out Tagni, and then, you know, applying a lot of pressure still. Like I said, Sigma is an insane hero, and the fact that we don't see more of him, honestly, is criminal.
I mean, it's crazy how, as somebody bringing up, that Sparky didn't ult that whole fight, and you kind of really want to be using that Ryan ult almost off cooldown, as you get it so quick just by swinging in, especially when you're facing the Sig Ryan. You can just swing basically freely, as you're not giving anyone charge. And maybe he'll use it this fight, but they don't really have the follow-up ults anymore. Eagle falling low yet again, dropped a little early. Dionysus with the ult coming out. The Sigma's going to go out as well. Grimy will find Milk Tea, and Syntax with the Dragons not really finding anything on the point. Grimy will demech Tagni as well, and he's now going to be behind the Fission team. Zoom's going to find another, and Grimy and Zoom cleaning up the roster. Great DPS duo.
Yeah, after what this is the thing. Philly are playing very strategically. They're playing it very well. They're taking these alternate routes that you don't see too often. They're playing it like, you know, oh, everyone go this way except for one DPS. But then they actually get into the thick of it. They get into the fight and they're not sure what to do. And I don't know, maybe they've been playing too much Valorant or something, but it's showing that they lack a little bit here.
It's ridiculous when you pick off the Ryan as the first pick and not like winning a fight or even getting a tick on the point. It's just such a valuable picking and just kind of letting it go to waste. And they're going to see Femel drop first. Milk Tea picking him off with the team behind him. The beat's going to come out early, but Sparky's going to go down next. Your Liver finding a key pick, and Syntax playing a little aggressive will fall as well. So trying to find some picks here, but Fission needs to touch. They've used all their chances to push. They need to get on the point, and they will not. This team is collapsing and falling apart as we speak.
This is starting to sound like you're on one of those old FM radios right there, Cry. But yeah, like you said, yeah, they need to capitalize on these picks that they get, and it's just not happening. They get Femel out. It's 6v5, and then you lose the fight. You know, you're in these bad positions. Like, yeah, you want to get rid of the Sigma, but you drop all the way to the low ground. You're not in a great position anymore. Your Reinhardt gets walled. He doesn't get beat. He's antied. He's dead. And you've lost your main front line, and then it just falls apart from there on. And I think, like we see, the Phillies are very good at initiating the fight and getting a good opportunity. But as soon as the fight starts to break down, they lack so much. And I don't know if that's like their mid-game communication isn't there, or they just don't have a plan as it unfolds. But it's really starting to show. And Excel just, you know, they've found this weakness and they're running with it.
I mean, I don't know. Echo Says been a strong part of the roster kind of all season here on this main. They're running Syntax over him, and it's. I mean, I think they really do need the Mei, like need that strong Mei play to kind of bring this out. Like we're not seeing Syntax getting his normal amount of picks. He's not really popping off individually, so you're kind of sacrificing one of the strongest Mei players in the league for someone who's not really finding as much value yet. So maybe we'll see him swapped in after this map, but it'll be very interesting.
Absolutely. And like it's one of those maps where, you know, I can't stand playing Mei personally, but there's a couple maps in the game and a couple points where she's just so ridiculously overpowered that that'd be crazy not to play her.
Yeah, especially with the double stun. And Excel's going to be pushing in very quickly. Liver will be walled off, but Excel finds Milk Tea with the anti-nade. EU Liver will follow as well, but Fission are down one. Grimy trying to follow it up with some picks of his own, but not really finding any value here. Excel will probably have the advantage with the quick respawns, as Liver will be back very quickly. Fission is going to be tasked with a hard chance of finding an early pickoff here on one of the Excel members.
A really good pick, and you know he's coming all the way back from spawn.
Excel's able to push in with a ton of aggression here. Going to easily be getting a taking point and just kind of setting up there. Syntax does find Grimy though, huge pick off there, and Fission will now have the chance to repush onto point. Your Liver's gonna get antied up, and he's gonna be getting swung into. He is extremely low, and he's gonna fall next. Excel still not really finding the value they need for the picks. Masamune unable to get a huge boop there, and Ramel's gonna jump into the Cavern of Honor. The Honor Cavern.
The Cavern of Honor. Like it. And just like that, you know, Excel had a little bit of an advantage there, but they had to take it very aggressively and very quickly, which might not have been how they wanted to take it at that point, with Milk Tea coming back from spawn. But it didn't quite work out. With 2 minutes 30 left, they got some ults building up. They should be able to use them pretty well pushing in here.
I mean, what I'm finding interesting in this game is that both Rhines are like mirrors of the same coin. We have very aggressive Liver who just tries to swing as hard as he can, and Zoom's gonna find Omi right away. That's gonna be a huge pick. Sparky's gonna go down next, and Excel has the picks they need to win this fight. Syntax using the mail, not really finding anyone. Not really the best choice there, as it just kind of stalled the point. The bomb is out. Excel using a lot of ults themselves. I don't know if they were needed. They had the full advantage. Tagni, what are you doing? You lost the fight.
Oh, using 4 ults there for a lost fight is a little bit rough. And, you know, Excel used a couple, but they're still pushing in here with a Shatter and Grimey's ult, the Dead Eye. And that's pretty strong. You might say, yeah, Fission's got ult as well, but I don't think I've seen Sparky use his Shatter yet, so I don't know if we're going to see it happen. And with 4 minutes and 30 seconds,
you lose your Rhine, you lose your Mei, you have to be thinking, the only way this is going to be a valuable fight is if we dry push it. Like, if you didn't use that ult, and you could have maybe taken it back without ult, but if you lost it, you'd still be in a great position to hold here. With XL having 4 minutes, obviously one fight amount of ults isn't going to help, but we'll definitely keep them in this fight a little longer. Syntax going to be forced to drop away from his team here as XL pushes him off the high ground. $5-0 will fall next, and Liver's going to be onto the point first. Syntax forced to back off. The Shatter finds one. The High Noon is out. Dionysus finds $5-0. And Excel's finding the picks they need. Liver's going to go down, though, and Excel needs to find some value here. Milky's going to find Grimy as well, and it looks like Fission can bring this fight back. Dynamaster will go down, and with just Zoom and Femel left, Fission finding the value. Honestly, Fission more fights without ults than they do with them.
And on this episode of Altitude Mock Overwatch League, Sparky finally uses his Shatter and finds value in it. Beautiful things. Hopefully we see it happen a little bit more, but you know, still 3.5 minutes left. That was a pretty decent defense from them. A lot of this comes down to how the Reinhardts are kind of looked after by the team, because both these Reinhardts are very aggressive, and it kind of comes down to each fight to who protects their Reinhardt the most, because sometimes they're just kind of getting left alone or ignored for a moment, and they're dying pretty quickly to it.
Yeah, I put Liver in the aggressive player. A lot of the Dragons coming out. Femel finds Sparky early on. This game will never let me do Ryan Analyst. Syntax going down next, and Excel, 2 picks and a D.Va DMAC have a very large advantage of taking this map. The sleep is out, and $5-0 will be stalling for as long as possible. Omi does have the nano, looking to maybe find the Ryan with it. Sparky now is nanoed up, will be on the point. Very close to Shatter, the pin is out. He is anti. The Shatter finds one, but the follow-up is huge. 3 are down on the side of Excel, and somehow Fission are bringing it back. Neither team really able to capitalize on their picks.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate when you lose your DPS in those situations, especially things like McCree and Hanzo, because I mean, I know Syntax was the last one to die there, but losing Grimy on that McCree, one of your main DPS, you know, kind of the carry a lot of the time, it's really unfortunate because you're just not going to find the same value. You're not going to find that damage, and it's all reliant basically on the Reinhardt and somewhat the Hanzo to really finish up those picks, and you have to do it very quickly.
Yeah, and we see a lot of these, both teams having a lot of actual roll start bans. We see almost 4 in from the side of Fission, and 3 in from the side of Excel. The Mei, Syntax trying to get some freeze value. Femel uses his ult aggressively, but Syntax will be down early. The High Noon is out, finds only the DMAC on Tagni, and the bomb's not going to find anyone. Milky finds Don with a huge pick. Femel will follow it up with Omi, and Tagni's going to come in for value. Sparky's going to go down next with a pick on Diane. Might be able to win Fission the fight. Ronnie finds Milk Tea as well, and the picks are coming through. The Shatter finds 2. They just need to keep following it up. They only need just over a tick here. Omi's going to go down early next. Sparky's going to be able to touch barely, but $5-0 is going to go down as well. It's just Sparky on the point. Unable to shatter. Excel will take the map.
You know, it was looking pretty close. Fission were having a pretty solid defense there. Excel falling by the wayside a little bit, but managing to seal it in at the end there. You know, a pretty decent game, a lot better than what the last one was. There were some better plays throughout here. But moving on to the third map, hopefully, you know, it gets better again, and the alt usage maybe played a little bit better yet again.
I mean, Excel playing very dominant overall. I mean, both teams kind of looking a little sloppy.
Yeah, a little bit. And like someone pointed out, you know, these are the teams that are actually still in the league. You know, I mean, in the playoffs right now, and that's good. But this is the number 1 and 2 teams. They got to be kind of held to that kind of standard. You know, there's a reason that there has to be a reason that they're up there. And the reason isn't because of these sloppy plays. It's because they can do a lot better than what they're doing now. And for a final game like this, you kind of expect them to bring up the best they've got, rather than not even the B or C team, but they're bringing out the big D team.
And I guess we're gonna be rotating to the analyst desk a little early here, with Excel with the 2-0 advantage here. So hopefully they're ready this time, and let's pass it on.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Definitely ready over here.
yeah, 100%. Great game so far, the 2-0 in the favor of NYXL, but it's been a close one nonetheless. Fission definitely put in a great fight. They could have won both those maps. Definitely. I mean, it's basically either way right now, just Excel coming up on top. But Monster, let's go over the maps real quick here. First of all, we had Lijiang Tower. Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Overall, with both maps starting off, I'm a little disappointed. You know, we're talking with Cookie about just how these are the number 1 and 2 seeds and how they're playing a little bit sloppy right now, trying to get those comps working. I do like that it's not the standard 6 heroes like I was joking about earlier. Definitely switching up the DPS lineup, keeping the tanks a little bit of the same. But with Lijiang, I felt like it came down to just pure aggression, and those picks like Zoom on that Doomfist just allows Liver to go right in. Liver's being a little rogue today. You know, me being the most aggressive player in the entire league, I'm a little scared looking at Liver right now. Might take my title. He's kind of going everywhere right now. That shift key is definitely bound to every other button he has. Just absolutely playing like a madman. Most of the time it pays off, but sometimes it was a fat feed, which I feel like gave Fission the point most definitely. They were trying to run May to shut him out, but it didn't really work that well. Moving over to the second map, I felt it was all about ult advantage and how people were using ults. We saw Excel cap first point, and they used 4 ults to try to stop them when they're already down 2 people. Definitely not what you want to see. But with Excel running Sigma Ryan, the double shield definitely does a lot better against that Ryan diva that they're running on defense. Liver can feed his brains out, and they still got that 1200 health shield coming out from Sigma. So it definitely does a little bit of work. We saw Dio doing some killer stuff on that Ana, keeping them both up with those massive antis, shutting down at least 5 pushes coming in from Fission. Pretty good stuff, man.
Yeah, pretty good stuff all around there from XL, but you can't look away from Fission just yet, as they've been there too. You know, Sparky definitely, I don't know if he has the advantage right now in the main tank matchup, but he definitely has got some good shatters, good blocks on Liver, and doing a lot of great stuff. I would say shatters, but I take that back. I don't know about that second map. He didn't really use shatter too much there on Hanamura, but I guess in the end, who really cares? He was doing it, and I'm not the one playing, so what do I know? But either way, definitely a great main tank matchup there to watch out for. But also at the support lineup, as you said, you mentioned Dionysus there. Getting those huge anti-nades, which are huge. Of course, they just completely shut down points like that. Omi definitely doing a good job on Fission as well. But one person I want to highlight right now is Masamune, who absolutely insane on this Lucio. And although he doesn't, show up in the kill feed too much because it's Lucio, he's putting his Reinhardt, Eat Your Liver in the positions that, I don't know, maybe his team doesn't want, but putting the positions that Liver wants to be in. Deep into that team. So it's always great to see that coming out. And then once Liver goes low, he drops that beat, especially when on Lijiang specifically, a lot of Zarya was being played, but Tagni, we saw him use that Graviton Surge a little early, a little misplaced sometimes. They gave Masa some free sound barriers during those fights to keep his team up. So great stuff from him so far. It's been pretty great to watch that Lucio play go through.
Absolutely, yeah. This what you said, allowing Liver just to go straight in with those speed boosts. We saw that a
Mhm.
little bit coming up from $5. There was like a
Yep.
pretty good push that they came in there. They almost capped it. It gave them that nice little tick and a half with that
Mhm.
Hanzo Dragon. They just went right in and caught them off guard. I was super impressed with that. But besides that, there wasn't really a lot of big plays that I saw this round. It was mostly just really good ult usage. What can you do when you have 5 ults coming your way?
Yeah.
They did a really good job storing them up, focusing them down, and they ended up winning because of it.
Yeah, I really feel like Fission's getting into the points and getting a good advantage, but Excel's ultimate usage has just been one step ahead of Fission. Fission's using the ultimates to get in and try to take the point. Then Excel's just responding with the ultimates of their own to hold them off. And that's especially what we saw in Hanamura there, as I really thought Fission was going to at least full cap. They seemed like they were in a good position, but then we had those blizzards come out, and Eat Your Liver getting a few nice shatters here and there. So great stuff with those ultimate rotation. That's just really how you should play the game. Play it reactively sometimes, which Excel definitely an aggressive team, but there are those times you have to play it a little reactively just to get yourself in a better position. Stay one step ahead of your counter team, but it's been a good match,
Absolutely. Yeah,
nonetheless.
it's been a good match so far. Just a tiny bit disappointing from Fission. I thought they'd at least get a map by now, but we might be seeing a 4-0 with the way
Might
things
be.
are going right now. The maps are pretty close, but if they keep
Mhm.
making mistakes like this, they're for sure going to get 4-0'd.
Yeah, I guess that's why we see Excel being the number one seed and Fission not quite at that same level. We did see that loss come in at the end of the season. Maybe Excel just has their number. They seem to have game planned this game pretty well. They know how Fission likes to play, and although Eat Your Liver is going in deep and getting somewhat questionable value, it's the follow up from Excel that's really made the difference. Eat Your Liver, I guess he's just making the space. That's all you really need to
Absolutely.
do. It's just
Well,
that great follow up from Zoom and Grimy specifically.
we'll just have to see if they'll keep the aggression or if they'll get pummeled into the ground by Fission coming up. We'll throw it back to our casters, Cookie and Crysdale.
All right, cheers, lads, for that deep dive into what happened both round 1 and 2. Pretty good insight, and there's a reason they're on this analyst test. Two of the better analysts you'll see in the league. Really.
I mean, yeah, Ryan actually a top caster. I'm just stealing his job, tonight. So
Dude's got a big brain. But yeah, we
you
should
gotta,
be
you gotta do what you gotta do when you're the big boss. Only way I can cast.
absolutely. You have to try and sneak in anything you can get, right? But
Exactly.
we should be able to jump into map 3 soon enough. Both these teams have had a moment to sort of sit back, relax, and think about what they're going to do moving on. Fission really needed to take that time to do a little bit of soul searching, figure out what they're going to do.
I think we can all we're no one is surprised that we're going to King's Row here. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. I'm kind of doing some of the worst casting I've done, yet. But we're gonna try to improve it here, Cookie. Speak a little more fluently, speak the English.
You really got to
I know.
think the words. You got to think the words and let them just roll out as if it's just fluid coming out of your mouth. But it's been a minute. It's been a minute since you've been here. You got to warm up a little bit, and with plenty more maps to come. As long as Fission can bring this back, there'll be plenty of time to keep warming up and snowballing in the casting seat. But like you said, we've got King's Row here. Finally a hybrid map rather. A little bit of assault, a little bit of escort. It'll be the first time we see anyone playing escort, and see if maybe Fission, they're a god tier escort team maybe, or maybe Excel are going to keep on with this.
I mean, I think we're gonna see this maybe a little bit of reverse. The initial matchup, Excel reverse sweep, Fission secondary matchup, reverse sweep. If not, this is going to be a very depressing game when Excel 4-0s very quickly, as this was like everyone's like, oh, Excel Fission top matchup. If Excel wins again this season, I'm gonna be very depressed.
I mean, rigged, right? Like the owner of the league having 2 seasons back to back winning. There can be no other reason other than it's just absolutely rigged. Come on, we've brought it up, but come on, Colton, show us the Smurf account.
Jesus. Well, I don't want to look at the stream anymore. Can't really look at my face. It's kind of tough.
Man, I could look at it all day. So someone find that one clip. The one clip.
No, do not show that. I will delete
anyway.
I can't. Okay.
We're gonna see Fission already here.
And links brought to you by LCD Esports. They're scams. They're scams.
It looks like we don't have any swaps still with Fission. You know, all the bench players still sitting there waiting for their their championship title. Unfortunately, it's surprising they don't put in an Echo. Like you said earlier, he's the May bot for this team. He's in the May jail, and he's just not getting any playtime right now. Which, I mean, Syntax, we've seen him do well throughout the series, but we've seen him kind of slow down a little bit, not having the full advantage he used to have of just sneaking to your backlines and killing everyone. And seeing him play the May, well, it's not the world's worst thing. I definitely feel like it's kind of like wasted potential and a waste of a player slot not having Echo in to fill that slot.
I mean, Syntax washed, dude. He might have been a top player when he played on Brain, or when he played on Washington, or when he played on Gleam, or when he played on Bubble Tea, or when he played on Excel Season 1. But I think he hasn't been really. He's been playing a lot more Valor, and he hasn't really been touching the game as much, and that's where we're going to see kind of the problems here. As Echo is the resident May, and Fission going to be running a very creative comp. Came to like art class, very creative today. They're like, let's do something special. Let's do some abstract with Sparky on the ball and Tagny on the. Okay, they're swapping. I was wrong.
Boo! That would have been, sometimes you got to think so outside. There's like 1,000 heroes in this game. Just pick something different. I do like Zoom on this Junkrat, not fighting a ton of value on the first map, but maybe you can find a little bit more in these tight corridors. I'm a big fan of the Junkrat. Maybe make some big plays with it. And Milk Tea on this Widow, see if you can find any picks. He's actually going to run back to spawn and switch though. So
yeah, very quick switch, very beta move, Milk Tea. If you're a real alpha, you just stick with your pick and tell your team to play around you. That's what I usually do when I play this game.
And just pick ahead.
I'm not very good at this, but I'm running it.
And that's the thing, like if he plays McCree, he's got to get like 6 picks, If he plays Widow, he gets 1 and he's carrying.
Yeah, I mean, Fission finally realized they got a clock, so they're going to push in here. And Sparky antied up again, literally no chance to play the game here. And that's going to be Excel finding the early first pick and going to probably be winning this first fight. Tagny does not make it out with their life. And I don't know what the fuck.
That is a huge eat your liver, throw me a little bit.
Language, but what the heck is going on?
They got the Lucia going back. They got Master going back to pick up Eat Your Liver, but Fission going to be able to push in here with all 6 pretty immediately. They should be able to have a good point presence here.
Yeah, they will get the point presence. Liver kind of feeding, and he will get the early pick off there. I don't understand how that happens. Sparky will be falling extremely low, and the Nano's going to keep his team up. Excel winning that fight, even though they're down their main tank, and proving that they don't really need their full team to play this game.
That's it. Eat Your Liver getting back just in the nick of time and didn't really give Fission any chance to push in there, unfortunately. If I was them, I would have just waited. If I was Fission, just wait until your own Reinhardt gets in and immediately push in there, not wait for the full 6. Because, Reinhardt's a pretty powerful player here.
Yeah, and Liver's going to be falling a little bit low here, trying to... He's playing a very aggressive play. He's not really playing around that corner, and the Shatter is going to be blocked up. He's going to be falling low yet again. I keep saying that, but it still is true. The High Noon finds no one, and will give Liver the chance to push back on Spark. Sparky going to be antied up again, and the pick on Dion will be huge. Grimy finds Tagny, but Liver and Dionysus will be down now. It will just be 4 left of the Excel, and Spark does have the Shatter. He will be grabbed in midair there. And it looks like Pamela might be able to bring this back for the side of Excel. They do find Grimy. So it's going to be a very close fight going into this. Pamela's high charge. The tire coming out. Playing it slow. Very slow. And will get $50, and Fission is going to be forced to back up here. They had the picks they needed and they just couldn't capitalize. Kind of a constant theme.
I love seeing those really slow rip tires where you take it to its full duration just to get 1 pick. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still value, but it's like such a build up for a pick on a Lucio hiding with his head between his knees under the statue.
5K. No. By Milk Tea looking, just trying to, I guess, get Excel off the point, finds 1, and that's going to be a huge pick off there. Eagerler forced to kind of push onto the point low, and he will not be able to do anything there as it's going to be easily taken out. The Skype window is in front of the kill box, and I can't really see anything. Massa gets Tagny, and that's going to be another huge pick. It's just going to be the 2 left on point, just Zoom and Massa, just Zoom left now. really no chance of staying alive there.
A really, really good hold there for Excel, whittling it down to under a minute. But Fission finally get the cap. 3 minutes to push in through these streets to get to the next point. You know, in a pretty good position, and they've managed to push Excel out, so they're not going to get full held here through the tunnel. And it should be a fairly easy push through the streets to the end. You got a few good ults online, and it should not be too bad, unless you know Zoom comes out here with insane tire. But we'll have to wait and see.
Have you been practicing? Have you been training Zoom? Because if you haven't been training Zoom, it's probably just gonna be like a lame 1K on like a DPS or something.
Yeah, just a lame. It gets enough value, you know.
The shatter comes out, but Sparky's gonna be nanoed up. The beat's gonna keep him alive just so they can swing into Liver. Liver forced to back up here, and Zoom will use the tire. They need to find it before it kills their whole team, and Sparky will go down first. The tire gets 2, and Excel just dominating Fission.
And this is a good spot to be in. Now they get to own this choke, which is a very difficult one to push in, especially with this kind of composition, and especially against the Junkrat. And yet again, especially against 4 ults online, when you've only got 1, almost 2 for yourself. Oh, sorry, 3. They do have the Grav Dragon though, which can be pretty big as long as they capitalize and whittle down Master's beat here.
Yeah, they do have the Grav Dragons, and that will basically be a guaranteed fight when, if they use it correctly. It's really about keeping his team up. The High Noon is out, but the Dragons is out first. Sparky's gonna lose his life, and the Beat's gonna keep his teammates alive and eat Liver. Misses a huge shatter. I thought that would hit for sure. The High Noon will be coming out by Milk Tea. Breaks a bubble, and Fission will be up in the fight. And Excel's gonna be forced to back out.
Actually opting just to back out, not a bad strategy whatsoever. They know they couldn't win it. They have nothing really online. They're just going to wait for the full regroup rather than getting staggered out here, and they're going to be able to push in here. They're getting aggressed on there, which is a little bit dangerous.
What are you doing, Liver? The Ansat's going to be huge though. Sparky's going to fall as well, looks like. They do get Zoom meanwhile, but I don't think Fission really have a chance here. Syntax will find Grimy, but will it be enough to win him this fight? $50 will be taken out by Famel. So I'm going to say hard no.
Good fight there. It was super close for both teams, but Syntax is actually starting to pop off now. He's actually, you know, not a whole ton of headshots coming through, but he's finishing off a lot of kills, getting 3 picks just in that fight alone. But it just wasn't quite enough. Once you get that high charge, Zaya netted up, it's just a fucking laser beam.
I'm surprised that they don't try to run Milk Tea or Syntax Echo, maybe even try that up. You know, switch it up. Just try to get something that works. They're obviously a little mentally shook after the first couple matches, and they need to find something to change it up. Tagny will be falling low here, but Sparky with the nano gonna try to push this team back. Maybe get a pick off on Liver. Milk Tea will find Zoom with the headshot pick, and Sparky looking for the shatter. The anti by only is huge. Dragons are out, and that's gonna be the fight pick for Fission. There's really nothing to stop. That's just supports left on the point.
That could be a little bit of a tricky spot to defend once you push back in. Your DPS don't really have a good angle, while theirs kind of have free reign, and the only thing they have to pay attention to is the point where, you know, all the tanks are mucking around and having fun. But, you know, Fission finally pushed it in, and with a minute 15 left, they're not in an awful position here to be able to, you know, cap it.
High Noon's gonna be coming up for Milk Tea. They speed him across. The shield of Liver's low, and he gets Milk Tea, please. Oh, never mind.
He's done his work. He can get out now.
You're like, I'm gonna get the altitude playoff highlights. I'm gonna have the best clip. Gets 3, looks for 4th, gets picked off by the Junkrat. Okay.
Sometimes it just be that way, though.
They have the advantage now. The grab is out, the pin comes through, $50 goes down first, the sleep will keep Sparky alive, but it's gonna cost Tagny his life. They do get Zoom's tire though, but not really.
Don't really need to invest that ult there. Such a huge ult that can just win entire fights in a heartbeat. Kind of wasted when they'd pretty much already won the fight. They used grab, wiped out a few people. But they're going to have the Shadow, they're going to have the High Noon, and almost beat. They shouldn't have too much issue stopping Fission here, as long as they play their cards right.
I mean, it really depends on if the Fission DPS can really do something. The Shatter, Liver, huge block. The High Noon finds Syntax, Excel up in the fight. Fission needs to find value, and the counter Shatter finds 3. It's the first time that I can easily see and be like, Excel is doing well, and Liver isn't feeding.
Yeah, Excel's definitely kind of ramped it up since the first 2 rounds, and Philly just hasn't caught up yet. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep up this momentum. A 4-0 isn't out of the realm of possibilities here right now.
I know. I mean, usually I'd say that, like, when I watch an Excel game, there's a couple things I watch for. Usually Don's pretty solid. Kamel's kind of like there. He exists, you know. Primy's like popping off or doing nothing, and then obviously Zoom is carrying, and Massa is always doing a lot as well in the Lucio. So that's kind of what I'm used to watching of these Excel games. But today I'm just watching like Liver playing like a much above his SR. Not to be insulting to Liver, but he's just popping off. I mean, I'm not trying to put him down at the same time, but this dude's playing insane.
Doing very well. You know, Excel finally, you know, they've oiled up the cogs. It's been a moment since they've been to work and really had to function, firing on all cylinders, and they're finally warmed up. They're finally, coming into their own and doing what they need to do. They've stopped having fun. They're just playing to win at this point, and it's working out. And Fission just can't seem to catch up to it. They don't have the momentum needed, and they don't know how to adapt to it quick enough to win this out right now.
Yes, I zoned out for sure.
The wise words of Crysdale. It's going to be written on his tombstone for sure.
For sure.
5, 4, 3.
I don't know how to say that. For sure.
I don't know.
For sure.
It's a personal word, I kind of just go with it. Excel.
No brain. No thoughts.
Play cap it all, and that's gonna be their goal here. Sparky's gonna be playing very aggressive here, gonna try to punish Liver. He needs to be punishing Liver. He needs to be playing. He needs to be shattering. He needs to be doing a lot, and he has to be less worried about shattering shields. Liver's going to be in aggressive here. Antagonist's going to be melting with the high charge. Zarya, Excel will be on point first here, looking to get that early pick. Syntax will be trying to find a value from the high ground, and Sparky will be on point. Sparky falling extremely low. That is not what you want to do if you're Sparky. He's going to go down first. Syntax finds 2, but their Kamel's going to find $50 as well. Milty follows it up with Grimy, and they're going to down tag you to win this fight. Milty getting a little aggressive there, falls in the back line, and that, even though Excel looks like they were in a good position to win, it looks like they will be able to, Fission will be able to hold this.
I'm surprised we didn't just nano Famel there and win it out there. He's so high charge, you could have taken out Tagme there quite easily.
Dragon's coming in, Syntax finds Dio as well, but Excel already has the picks to win the point. The grab is too late. I'm unsure of the value of it. And that's kind of
just use it.
They're using a lot of ult on lost fights.
Yeah, and that's what it's coming down to. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that, Excel are the world's best at using ults, but they're using them a lot more effectively than what Fission is, unfortunately. Fission are really just throwing away really important ults. Kind of for no reason. Use that grab dragon combo out of sync, not together.
Did they have it at the same time? Like, did they just go
close enough that you could have waited? Syntax did find Dio with the dragon, which is a lot more than what the grab found. A lot more value rather.
I mean, you find one guy, maybe you could have probably had the 6K and won the fight. The Heinen's gonna come out early. Boosted around, finds no one, but they're gonna find Grimy as well. Soon finds Milty as Syntax continues to get picks. Liver's gonna be antied up. Sparky, you gotta swing into him. The shatter comes out, finds one on the side. Famel will go down, and Fission definitely going to have the advantage here. I don't know what Zoom's doing, dude. You're down in the fight. Why are you ulting? Please
don't get me wrong. I know the Junkrat ult, it's kind of like an ability just on cooldown, but you gotta use it a little bit better still. I mean, for about as many ults as he's gotten value, he's had twice as many find nothing, unfortunately. And like I said earlier, just such a powerful ult that can just instantly win you fights.
The shatter is wide open now. Liver, you missed it. Liver.
There was one ability you had to watch out for, and
he goes down. XL will win the fight, but Liver kind of just threw away like one of the nicest shatters he could have had in like his whole Overwatch career for really kind of nothing here.
Yeah, like he was just given like the perfect meal on a plate, steak and I don't know, other shit that you have on a good meal, whatever other people like.
Was like Liver,
and he just smacked that shit in the air.
God was like, Liver, today's your day, dude. Here's another one. And Limmer's like, I'll miss it. Don't worry. They're going to nano Sparky up. Both runs are going to be nanoed. The high noon in the back by Grimy. Syntax, another headshot. He's playing much better. No matter cast your curse, I guess, because whenever you talk trash, they instantly get better. Sparky's going to go down next. And Limmer's going to be falling extremely low as well. He will have the shatter. And Zoom finds 2. The shatter by Limmer cleaning up the fight. How are they still losing these fights?
Yeah, nicely done. You know, we teased Oliver for throwing away that shatter earlier, but he built up another one nice and quickly and used it to quite efficiently clean up that fight and push on. And now they've got 4 minutes just to get it basically to the end to take map 3. They're looking in a really good position, and I guess we can see if Zoom manages to use his ult like a winner or like a chump.
The grab's gonna be out. The high noon as well. Fission needs the value here. This is the fight they have to win. They lose Milk Tea early and Sparky's gonna be falling low. The shatter finds no one. Zoom with the tire. Not gonna find anyone either, but Excel finds Tagny as well. This is not the Fission team we're used to seeing. This is not the Fission team that beat Paris 3-1.
This is, you know, oh, and $50 getting booped off by Masa, showing his dominance on this Lucio. Maybe, I mean, this season there was some contest for who was the best Lucio, but I think this season Master's pretty up there, honestly.
Play of the game.
And another play of the game coming through for the cowboy Milk Tea with that 3K and probably dying shortly afterwards. I don't think it's going to show the best part there.
Oh, look, he's going in and then he gets assassinated by Zoom.
Sometimes it just gotta be that way, honestly. Yeah, so map 3, that's a
Will Fission run
3-0.
May? Will Excel 4-0 in probably like the most anticipated match of the season?
I mean, that's what happens, isn't it? You know, like arguably last season, one of the most anticipated games of the season was the Defiant, it's my own team, Deviant versus Excel. And then Excel just kind of rolled. It was a 4-1, 4-0. And it would be kind of a shame to see yet again, one of the most anticipated games just be a complete roll. And that's what happens a lot of this time. Unfortunately, it can just come down to an off day. Maybe Milk Tea isn't feeling, you know, at his peak. Maybe Syntax took a week off. Maybe Sparky doesn't have his Q bound. I don't know. It's just, you know, it's kind of unfortunate for him, unfortunately.
It's really tough to watch.
Yeah, because as much as we can bag on him here, you know, up in our caster box where we see everything and anything and can call out what happens, it's still unfortunate. We really want these teams to play at their absolute best. I mean, and with no biases,
make an exciting game, you know, like we get more viewers, and you know that's the goal. I mean, no, it's the goal is to have competitive matches. My bad, but no, it is very sad. It is very sad when like the anticipated matches are kind of just full stomps. This reminds me of Excel versus Deviant. Obviously, Fission has way more of their main roster here, so I'm kind of wondering why they're not being able to do much here. Like when you watched Fission Excel Deviant in the finals last season. It was like a brand new Excel team versus like a tired Cookie Cry combo, you know? It was very exhausting to watch. But this is like a fresh Fission squad. They've been playing with this for a while, and they're just not really finding the picks, and they're not really coming together.
And it really just it's not like a good thing to watch, you know. It just kind of makes you feel sad, unfortunately. And this is not what we expected. And don't get me wrong, it's not the end of the tournament for Fission if they lose out here, and they probably will have a fairly easy time going through losers bracket because they are a really good team. They're just not showing it here today, and it wouldn't be surprising if we saw them again in grand finals versus Excel. But with the way it's looking now, it might just be
Fried Grand Champions. Fried Grand Champions.
Oh, that is such a hot take.
If Fried wins this all, I will be very impressed with Fried because going in this, I thought they'd be out by now. I thought they'd be out like first round. Fried's gone. I was like, was not expecting it. Same with Pink Sox. You mean they take out Pink Sox takes out Vancouver. Fried takes out Toronto.
Yeah, like, it's really just
Fried takes out Shook. You know,
it's actually insane because I was coming in here thinking the top 4 teams are going to be in till the end. We're going to be Excel, Fission, and then Tiny and Deviant, and then Tiny and Deviant just get dropped in losers fairly quickly, and then Fission is kind of struggling. So it seems like there isn't a top 4 team. There's the top 1 team, and there's a like I said earlier, a bunch of toddlers hitting each other with noodles down in the sand pit.
Well, you're not saying that Fried is a top team? That's blasphemy, dude.
I mean,
Fried is definitely favors to win if Fission loses. 'Cause
I'm not taking anything away from Fried whatsoever. I'm not going to say that they're a top team.
4-0 Fission,
Everyone on their
4-0
toes. They're kind of sneaking up on everyone. Not that they're a top tier team, but they managed to catch you off guard and really just pull your pants down and make fun of you. I'm not gonna lie.
Fried will not drop a map from now until the end of the season.
I believe it. I'm ready for it, honestly. But
Finally.
Syntax. Oh, okay. And for Syntax.
I mean,
I mean, actually, I'm a little bit surprised with that. Milk Tea had some big damage there.
In the last map, to be honest.
Yeah, like Syntax was actually finding a lot of value there. But I guess you want to keep your McCree, you want to keep that very standard front line going and get May up and going. Maybe it just comes down to a synergy between the two even. And Havana is just straight up escort. Maybe Fission can finally, try and live out their dreams here and take a map off Excel, or maybe Excel just want to stomp out any hopes and dreams that Fission have, rip up all their child's art and just, throw it to the wayside and, leave them with nothing. Thoughts? But I guess not. But we should be able to jump in here shortly.
Getting roasted in chat. I gotta be a keyboard warrior, okay?
Ooh, big boss cry being bullied in his own chat. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
I left Deviant to bring balance to the league, dude. It was like Kawhi leaving the Raptors, dude. It was to bring balance to the league, okay? If I was on Deviant, we would be the #1 team, no cap.
I believe it. Absolutely. But we'll get to see who the #1 team is for now shortly. I think, Excel are ready here. Production's ready here. We're waiting for Fission to get ready to go. Hopefully they really bring this back.
Yeah. Is your Skype name Lock and Load?
It is.
How does anyone take us seriously? 2 kangaroos fighting was breaking news for like 3 days.
It was actually breaking news. It was legitimate. There was a kangaroos fighting, and it was just literal breaking news in Australia for multiple days. Every news station just front page kind of stuff. But that's kind of what it is.
That's the highlight of Australia politics, dude.
There's so much stuff involving kangaroos. Like there's that dude where the kangaroo was sort of mucking around the dog, and the guy runs up to help his dog, and he just fucking socks it. And then there's the other dude, the guy parachuting in, and as he lands, there's a kangaroo coming over to just smack him up a little bit for bouncing on into his own home. That's all Australia is. People like me who just are an absolute meme throughout their entire life, and kangaroos. That's just all it is.
I mean, yeah, that and Vegemite. Vegemite shoes. You forgot 2 major parts of your culture, but.
Vegemite, oh man, it's been a moment since I've had that, Vegemite sandwich, typical Australian schoolboy lunch, whether you eat it or throw it at your best friend. Actually, no, involving Vegemite, there was a moment where one of the prime ministers showed up to a school to check out what was going on, say hi to the kids, and one of the kids actually threw his Vegemite sandwich at her. It was great. That's great news.
That's tough.
Yeah, so like in America, you throw shoes at your country leader. In Australia,
no, you just pull it off.
Well, I'm not gonna say that on live here. All right, but anyway, we're gonna go to map 4, Havana.
Yeah, Havana. This is do or die for Fission, and if they keep going the way they're going, it's gonna be die. We do see Echo spot in the May 1 trick himself, and. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm surprised they swapped Syntax out for the amount we bagged on him all game. And Trash Talk, he definitely played much better on the King's Row, and is probably one of the better of the DPS pairings. And I can't really blame the DPS either. I mean, it's kind of like you're not running the May, so Sparky's getting completely bamboozled. Sparky's not really shattering because he's just getting completely dominated, he's getting shields shattered and whatnot. So it's definitely tough for Sparky, and it's tough for, which makes it tough for the DPS, which then in turn makes it more even tougher for Sparky. Okay, are they really good? Somber Widow, please, let's see it. Echo says on the Widow, they're
What's the thing? Sombra is one of the most. Don't get me wrong, May's OP, but Sombra is one of the most strongest DPS heroes in the game right now. But she actually requires a knowledge of how to play. May
Why
is
is
not
Echo
the hero
running
to
Widow?
see. I don't know. Just trying it out, I guess.
Go May, please. I know it's boring. Play Widow next season. You need to win.
I guess they're just a little bit confused, right? They're just trying to bamboozle Excel right now. They're all there laughing and comes now. They're just disturbed by this Echo on Widow. But we'll be laughing.
Liver's alone on the point. Another huge anti-hitter was not able to be eaten by Tagny. Gonna kind of stall Fission slowly here as they push up. They do have card advantage, so they're not really being slowed too much. Echo is gaining space on this Widow, but not really picks. Milk Tea will find Zoom though, and that will be the first pick off for the Fission. Liver playing a very aggressive here, no really area to back up. Gonna hide himself, but really with no shield, it's gonna be very difficult for him to stay alive here. They need to focus him down. They get the nano on him. He's gonna be swinging. Sparky is gonna be falling low. Can Liver find Sparky early? He will. How do you
Echo, please just hit a shot. Echo, please, for the love of God, just hit a shot. My guy, at that 69% ult, you gotta switch, man. Like, I don't want to flame, but there's better things to run here. And it looks like he's opting to stay on it.
I mean, I feel like the team's tilted. I mean, they're probably bothered. They've probably given up on this match already, and they're just having fun with it, hopefully. I mean,
at least go Genji, you know. At least let us know that you're going for the full throw, you know.
I mean, even Genji might be better here, you know. I don't really see too much. Like, you get that. Like, you actually probably have a better chance of going Genji than the Widow. And we see Sparky going in. Milk Tea will find Grimy. Liver falling extremely low. He will be the next target. He will be assassinated. Echo says gets the body shot early. And Fission's still going to be able to win that fight with some nice picks. It's just going to be last of Excel stalling out. Massa on the cart. Zoom using his ult for some reason. A little aggressive there. And Echo finds another body shot on Massa to kind of get this cart. I mean, I'd just be playing May if I was Echo.
Well, the thing that Excel need to be doing here, they're already a very hyper-aggressive team, and they can really just absolutely bully Fission here, because that Widow isn't on the front line and not finding a lot of value for a long period of time. They can just W key into Fission and just win, just for the fact that they've got...
You push Sparky, Sparky dies. That's kind of how it is.
That's exactly what would happen now, especially with Zoom on this main now, especially. You can just ignore Echo here. Unfortunately, no flame to Echo. Good player, but the Widow just isn't finding any value.
Hooked out Milk Tea finds two, keeping his team alive. The fight looked like it was Excel had a little bit of an advantage there, but Fission coming in with huge ults by the DPS squad by Milk Tea.
And you know, a nice little retreat there from Zoom. Nice and low. Fission looking good to take this second point, but Excel should be able to get in. Are they giving up on it? No, they're coming in. They're going to be able to recontest in here, and they've got some ults to dump out. Maybe find some value here.
We're trying to get a pick here. Sparky, you have a Widow. You can't play like that, and he's going to fall first, and Omi will be next. Echo still looking for that first headshot pickoff.
It'd be nice to see. I would love for Echo to just absolutely dunk on us and just come out with like a 3K just headshots.
I think he will be going back to spawn to swap finally.
Yeah, there we go. On the iconic Echo hero, what we know and love him for. Or not love. It is a May.
Shots. There's no really point to switch, but he's not finding the picks that you need to find if you're going to be playing that character. Liver will be, both Ryans will be nanoed up. Both Mays trying to freeze the other. Zoom, get it, taking an aggressive angle. The Shatter finds Milk Tea, and the B's going to come in a little late. Grimy finds Sparky with the high noon, and even though Fission dumped in a lot of ults, they were unable to win that fight.
Dropping in both your support ults isn't the thing you kind of want to do when you're going to lose the fight. They've got both tank ults here. They can hit up that big shatter bomb combo, but they've got to be able to find the value there. Milk Tea not far from his ult either. He could just use it to break the shield get a free shadow and bomb everyone else behind. But they've got to, you know, play it well still.
Yeah, the bomb will come out, playing very aggressive with it. Will find no one. Maybe be a little too aggressive with it, as they probably could have comboed that. The shatter will get a bit in the backline, and the anti will be huge. Liver falling extremely low. He's going to go down first. The high noon is out, and he will get 2 more. And tagging it gets another eat on Zoom.
Yeah, I don't even want to say that. I mean, Fission played well against that, but XL kind of just did nothing there. They just kind of stood there, waited for them to aggress, got antied, and they didn't really have a plan there, I don't think. And with a minute 20, they're going to be able to push in and move on to the final point here. With 2 minutes and 45 seconds left, they've still got plenty of time to be able to cap this.
Ryan's going to be falling low. The Anti's going to be out. Echo will be going down first, and Liver will be followed up on the side of XL. Sparky needs to be kept up here. They get Famel with the D-Mech. Can they get him before he remechs? Grimy will find Tagny's alt mech as well, but it looks like XL is going to be forced to back off the point as they're now playing into the Fission spawn. Zoom's going to go down first, and Massa's just going to be stalling on point for as long as possible. He should be falling next.
The man is absolutely vibing out here on that car. But you know, they whittled down the time a little bit, which isn't too awful because they're going to lose the fight there anyway. But Fission rolling in here with almost all their ults, really. Actually, rather, Tagny's out of mech, so possibly not. But they've still got a lot of useful things to be able to push over this bridge. One of the last crucial parts on this point. And you know, they're not far away from it. They're not far away from actually.
Run shatter is huge. That's 2 down. The Maelt as well. Grimy using his ult. Can't really see anyone though, and he's gonna be forced to just cancel it. Dynamite's gonna be falling alone on the point. Famel will jumping into the honor chasm, as I'm gonna be calling it now. You know, I have to get some like Cookie uses like parking the car. You know, I gotta create my own stupid things.
Parking the car is not stupid. It is very, very relevant.
Very good. I mean, yes, you're
only
right.
a few meters left.
The wall by Echo. The stall will be out by Famel. He's going to be stunned up. The team is going to be able to get back on point, and the beat's going to be out. Sparky, anti, he'll go down. The shatter, Liver, 2.
Don't know how that wasn't a pin at all. Eat Your Liver just bouncing in front of Sparky. And it's a little bit unfortunate. They might have been able to pull it out if they could have got rid of Liver there. He did fall very low. But they've got a minute left to be able to push back in across the bridge and be able to park that car.
I mean, sometimes your pins just auto pin, and sometimes they just boop them around. It's
yeah, sometimes you pin people you don't even see, and sometimes you just do nothing but boop around people that are directly in front of you.
Very tough character to play, and Eat Liver is going to be very low in this next fight. Sparky's going to be walled up and going to be falling low as well. He's going to be antied as well. Oh my god, Sparky is just not having a good time today. Excel with the pick on the main tank. Fission going to try to back up here, but
They
I don't
have to back up here. They can't get stuck in it anymore. 18 seconds, and if Tagny gets... Oh, that's such a bad...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they had to push the aggression. They're now going to be down, and they're going to be pushing into a point where Cell's fully set up. I mean, they did lose their main tank, but they also still had some possibilities of winning that fight. The Mayalt from Excel is going to be out first. We're going to see Echo says with the ice block, just going to be stalling it out. Sparky missing the pin early. He's going to be swinging. It's going to be the Ryan v. Ryan, and another shatter by Liver. He gets 2. Can he get a 3rd? He will fall low. The bomb gets 1. Sparky is going to go down next. But it's just going to be the last couple members of Fission stalling it out. Massa, will he get win the free 1 point?
Downhill speed.
And Excel definitely with the advantage here should be able to stop the full push.
Master the frog out here for blood. He's looking for more picks in the back line. Takes out $50, the opposite frog, the evil frog, if you will. And it's just going to be cleanup for Excel here. And with that, taking out Fission's hopes and dreams of finally parking that car.
Maybe Excel will sub in Cabbage Head in this if they lose here. I think they should sub that 4. I think that would have been pretty funny. A classic, you know.
Just get that OG Rosso. You know, get Kurosu in even. No, not even Kurosu. Kurosu's not even a full OG. Get in like... God, who used to be the old DPS? Huh? Oh, get Charles in. Yeah, Charles and Cabbage rolling in here.
Charles, Cabbage, and Manyo.
Get Manyo in. Get who was there? Lucky Tiger. Get Air in and Lucky Tiger, the guy who's just
reason why. I mean, Air's the single reason why Excel won Season 1. No
Right.
cap.
Imagine playing Far Mercy.
Yeah.
Imagine that. But yeah, you know, it's still a pretty decent push here. As long as Fission can defend this well, they still have a chance to take this map back.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I mean, yeah, there's always a chance, you know, that they could easily bring it back. But it will be tough for them. Yes.
Yeah, it really is an uphill battle. They just have to bring out all the stops here and be the #1 team that we know that they can be here, and really just take advantage of what Excel is doing here. Their over aggression and bully any cracks they can see,
5,
but they have to play at 110% here to win this out.
1. Attackers
Yeah, they
Kind of a weird spot to set up. Typically, you want to be like standing on top of the gas pumps, but I mean, just being in front of them ready to go is not awful.
I mean, the spawn hold, we've seen it work once. We saw shook full hold brain. That was the saddest moment.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Aggie will get Zoom early on. Gonna be caught out a little bit, but will be able to survive here. Grimy will find Omi though, and Fission's gonna be forced to probably just throw their lives away as the close spawn isn't throwing their lives away.
But yeah, still, you managed to whittle down a little bit of time there, and with the composition they're kind of running here, you don't really care about that high ground too much. You know, it would be nice to have someone up there being cheeky a little bit, but without someone to protect them, they're kind of easy pickings, and they're going to be able to get another hold here out in the open. And as long as they can win this next fight, it won't be all lost in vain. But Excel still have 3 minutes to push in on this first point here.
Excel's chilling. They got tons of time. They're 3-0.
Yeah.
I mean, like in the most cocky state I've ever been. Zoom's gonna find one, and Echo says it's gonna go down as well. That's another very unfortunate fight for the Fission. Just really not at their peak right now.
Did Milk Tea just hit that Deadeye out in the open by himself with his pants down?
I'm gonna say probably.
Feel like a new man.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. No, I mean, unfortunate, a little bit kind of like, why'd you do that? But, and with that, Excel's got 5 minutes to push it through the distillery here. I think they're pretty comfortable here. Not having too many issues. Sticking Dion in the driver's seat here. I don't even know this kid was old enough to drive yet. And, you know, they're in a pretty happy position here.
Yeah, Fission somehow, even though they're losing the fights, they're still down in ult percentage. They still haven't gotten a lot of these major ults. Omi's going to use the nano early just to hopefully get Sparky some value here. The shatter comes out and it's going to be huge. Liver is unstoppable today.
Everyone in chat, spell out fat shatter right now. Do it, because that was a fat shatter.
Like, for a player who is, I don't know, I mean, he's not a bad main tank. He's always been there, but I wouldn't say he's one of the top Ryans in the league. I definitely would always be putting Sparky above him. He's definitely making a name for himself.
I don't know. I feel like honestly both tanks are fairly even, but Eat Your Liver, he does a lot better with a team supporting him. Like I think that's what it comes down to. Both these Ryans by themselves, not that great, but when they have a good team to protect them, they can do a lot of work.
But I feel like Liver's shatters just definitely push him over the edge. He's getting a lot more shatters on Sparky than Sparky's getting on him. And the bomb's gonna come out. Sparky's gonna go down first. Omi's gonna go down as well. $5 is gonna go down next, and Excel is just rolling.
Yeah, he's dumping ults for fun at this point. And again, 5 minutes.
1 point. This is like
you gotta be pretty. You gotta be pretty
the worst outcome Fission could have had. I mean, Excel thrives in the underdog situation, so maybe, possibly, this could be good for Fission.
It could be.
I mean,
but
it's never good getting 4-0'd in a playoff. This is like our first, like, no one taking a match in all of playoffs. There's not been another team that hasn't dropped a map in all of playoffs.
And like you said, like we said rather, these are the top 2 teams. These are the teams that are supposed to be like clashing like absolute titans, and Excel's kind of just like stomping on the Ginger Kid's head right now.
The bomb is gonna come, will get Liver, and Fission might have an answer for this push anyways, as they do get 2 picks onto the Excel. Sparky's still gonna be on the back foot here, as Zoom's still gonna be putting in damage. Zoom, then you don't want to be in there. Their whole team you're there.
Why did Eat Your Liver just not react to that bomb? Why did he like back up into it and just not
Yeah.
care. I guess he was kind of waiting for like a perfect time to block the shatter and the bomb, but instead just died.
Cabbage in chat. Cabbage? Why are you not subbed in, dude?
Absolutely. Why are you not doing it? And we actually got people calling out Fat Shadow in the chat. I'm happy with that. Good job.
He finds Milk Tea. The Nano's gonna come out. The Dragons as well, and that's gonna be the game. That's just it. I'm sorry. That's it. There's no way Fission's coming back.
We'll pack it up, kids. Go home. They're in a perfect opportunity here.
Casters. We got Cookie. We got Cry. You know.
Milk Tea actually fighting Zoom though. Not an awful pick because now they've only got a Widow all the way in the back. It's all on these tanks here to win this fight. It might actually not be the end right now.
Maybe not.
Milk Tea finding the Kelly.
Back. Maybe I called a little soon. You know, Fission could come back here.
The absolute curse.
Low. They are getting value. The shatter will be huge. Sparky getting the first shatter used and going to be a huge one. And Liver missing his charge onto the cart. Will
a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, they're going to back up here and reset again. 2.5 minutes to roll the car ever so much further. About 6 meters, roughly.
Yo, flashback to the Excel Shook game where we had more viewers than this, and it was a close match. Tough.
But yeah, we're not too far away here from a quick 4. Well, not quick. Actually, I don't know. The stream's been up for what? Hour 40? Has it really been that long? Gee. All right, quick it up.
Best of 4 in a first to 4 match, not best of 4. That's a very quick game.
Yeah.
It's just the same, man. It was like that game took like a year. I think it started at 10 and we ended up at 1. And we do see Fission getting 2 picks. They are gonna maybe be able to bring this back. We do see a lot of ults on the side of Excel. They are looking like they're gonna be dry pushing this, just building everything up for one final push. I mean, they use the support ult, so I'm kind of just bullshitting, but they are.
I'd like to see Grimy on the Widow here, but like I also don't. I also do want him to just pick a better hero and just win, because Widow May is a really trash DPS duo. You have no damage basically.
Shout out to Ben saying everyone calling Fission trash when they're better than all your teams.
Yeah, it'd be like that, man. It's I mean, unless you display some power, it kind of be like that.
I mean, you can't call teams bad if you lost them. I mean, they're not out of the playoffs. They still have a chance. They're just having a bad day. Or so we're going to say. The bomb's going to be coming out by Tagny, blocked by...
Eat your liver actually blocking it this time.
Elts is going to get Grimy again. He's losing this consistently. The bomb's going to come out, finds no one. They do get Omi though. They need some follow-up. Can Fission actually hold this? That's what I'm seeing. I do see Fission actually having a chance of holding this match. They're doing quite a good job. They have a chance of holding this match. I believe they have a chance of holding this match. They still are in this.
They're still in this, but there's a lot of point presence here for Excel. They have a chance, but it's whittling away very quickly. That ult coming out. Grimy picking up 2. And the wall, and that's going to be it. It got so close. It was a really good hold for Fission there at the last point. Whittling down 5 minutes to under 1.
I hit it with
but that's going to be the 4-0.
Smokes.
Play of the game.
And Eat Your Liver getting his highlights straight up on stream, first person. Another fat shatter from the big man himself. Like I said, a nice 4-0 for Excel, pushing into grand finals. They got a pretty clean sweep here. And imagine, okay, so 4-0 versus Fission. When last time Excel played versus the Deviant, it was an insanely close match, and then Deviant lose to Fried. So maybe Fried is the #1 team here.
Fried is #1 team out of everyone. They have the highest chance of beating Deviant. Ask Cajun. If Cajun says Fried has a chance, he is cursed though, so it will make sure that Fried loses. But if he doesn't, Fried could be a black horse. You know, he could be. That could be the team to bring balance. You know.
That would be like the absolute anime story though, like no lie.
I mean, if anyone watches basketball, we saw Toronto take down Warriors, a very stacked roster. That's what I'm seeing in this Fried team. It's like Excel, top of the league, rigged as shit. You know, they keep winning. I'm cursing way too much on a family-friendly stream. And Excel just keeps winning and winning and winning. And then Fried, Excel, Luke gets an injured player, and Fried just wins it all.
It can be that way. I mean, like I said, it's just the anime story. I thought the story was about Deviant and Excel, one of the biggest rivalries of the entire thing. But instead, apparently, it's the fried underdog story. They're about to come through. They've achieved the new form. You know, it's like a Shonen Jump. They've gone into training. They've achieved some new thing no one's ever heard of, and they're going to come out and absolutely obliterate everyone. But now we
The day the casters are complimenting Fried is the day Altitude has taken a dark turn. I'm
honestly.
sorry, we love your team, but it's just a meme.
All right, but before we do anything else, we are going to chuck it over to the analysts and they can break down what happened in those last two maps and see what caused Fission to lose that one.
We gotta also talk about like who's gonna be that MVP. So yeah, let's hand it over.
Absolutely.
Wow, what a match. I'm honestly pretty surprised it was a 4-0. You know, seeing how they played on the first two maps, I mean, it's not a shocker from this point on, but at the very start of the game, I thought we were going to have a pretty good matchup. You know, I thought I was going to be sitting here for a solid 3 hours. Like, I brought, some extra food. I was waiting to camp here, pretty long game. But actually, this flat steamroll, even though Liver fed his absolute brains out, I spec'd him the entire time. And, oh, man. If that's how I look playing Reinhardt, I don't want to play Reinhardt anymore, man.
I'm sure there's a little bit of difference there, but coming from your off tank, I'm not promising anything. But either way, it was a good match there from the Excel taking it 4-0. Of course, Fission putting up somewhat of a good fight, but those last two maps that we just saw, Kings Row and Havana, just weren't too great. I mean, something, I don't know if it changed for Excel in the second half that they just totally dominated, or something changed for Fission there that they just lost all confidence and they kind of whittled away in those last two maps. So again, just Fission just burning out, it seemed like, and Excel just staying on top there. Monster, right now we still have to pick our MVP for the match. So who are your favorites?
Well, the fact that they could keep Liver up for a good 80% of those plays, it's probably one of the supports for me, man. Those speeds were impeccable, keeping the team together even though they were split. Dio hitting those crazy antis, setting up Liver, setting up Famel just to rush right in and get those picks, keeping them alive the whole time. Huge nanos coming out, big reactions. They saved their ults for when it counted, and they kept them alive for the whole series. So it'd either go to Dio or Massa for me.
Yeah, I mean, those are two great picks. We saw Dio, tons of huge anti-nades. Just such an important ability to use in a meta like this, where it's based off basically one ability. I mean, you get that one in there, no healing through, and you can rush into the enemy team, get those picks. But also Masamune on that Lucio, getting those sound barriers, and then getting that passive, healing too. Just always staying on top of his Reinhardt, speeding him around. Of course, Liver's in there, getting the shatters, getting his name in the kill feed, but that can't be done without Masa or Dio. As you said, those two are the reason why Liver's in there getting those big brain plays. But you also have to look at the DPS lineup, Grimy and Zoom. I mean, just a lot of great stuff from them, clicking heads, putting up good May walls, everything as such. I mean, it's May. It's not too difficult, but of course, you do have to play it right if you want to win. And Zoom did that for sure, so always got to look out for that May player.
We definitely saw how they could flex, and they played a lot of DPS for us tonight. A lot of DPS heroes. I was very pleased to see the differences that we saw between each teams, especially on Kings Row. You got to be excited if you're Excel going into a map like Kings Row, being like a really aggressive team, and with Liver on that Rhine. You got Zoom on the Junkrat to counteract, just get that damage in when they counter pin. They got those tires taking out those important picks like the Lucio, that you get the double kill to secure the men to win. You got to be happy if you're Excel. Going in over to Havana, though, the DPS were pretty dominant. We saw Fission put in Echo, but that Widow not really doing too much work. He had a couple picks. He went May. It started going a little bit better for them, but running May gives you a little bit of lack on that DPS damage on those double shields that they were running on that first point. They kind of stalled that out for a little bit, getting that time in, and eventually that massive time bank and holding them on that last point is what got them that map.
Yeah, absolutely. That Famel Sigma, very good. That extra damage, or not damage, the extra shield, I should say, coming in there at the right time. D.Va definitely a great character, but that 900 HP shield, as you mentioned during halftime, just has a lot of protection. Liver can play a little far back. He can regenerate his shield while Famel's is up. But that's again gonna do it from us here at the Analyst Desk. A nice 4-0 there for the Excel as they move on to the grand finals. The number 1 seed moving on forward. Just great stuff from there. Moss, you got anything else to add?
Nah, man, it's a pretty good game. I'm still pretty shocked that it was a 4-0, but amazing stuff coming out from XL. Just minor mistakes coming out from Fission. Maybe it was an off day, like we were saying earlier. Some of their players maybe get a little bit tilted. It happens to the best of us. GG's for them, and we'll definitely be seeing XL in the finals coming up. Thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fission definitely have a second chance as well as they're down in the losers bracket. But now we send it back to our casters who will have an MVP interview waiting for you with our chosen MVP, which I won't reveal just yet. Cookie, Cry, take it away.
All right.
I mean, we're back. We got a very exciting announcement. I was outvoted, so we're gonna be bringing you our player of the match, which is Masamune. He is muted, so hopefully he talks.
All right. How you feeling, Masa? Once you unmute.
Hello. Oh, hey, dude. I'm great. It was a really good game.
Absolutely. Now, we've seen you kind of start as an egg in this league, if you will. Early days, kind of an unknown name, and not really no flame, not showing off quite a lot. But as the season has gone on, you've really come into your own and done quite a lot of work, and it's really culminated to this point where you're arguably and nearly undisputably one of the best Lucios in the league. Really good job there. But coming into this match today, the big NYXL versus Philly Fission, rather. How were you feeling? How were you feeling in the beginning where you guys were pretty even? And then how were you feeling as it goes on where it starts to turn into a bit of a snowball, a bit of a steamroll? How are you feeling?
Honestly, just like confident through it all. Like, I know my team does what they're supposed to. I do what I'm supposed to, and like I can count on these guys more than anybody else. Like you said, I'm this like kind of like an egg, I guess you could say, where nobody really knew me. I was just kind of like an average player, but I feel like joining Excel and playing with you guys screaming on like almost on a daily basis just really helped me develop as a player. Like I couldn't be player of the match if it weren't for my team, basically. And just like I said, we just kept our composure. Like, we know if we lose fights, it's not over. The game's not over yet. There's still plenty of like time left to be played. So we just kept our composure together and just went in and do what we're supposed to.
Okay, Massa, I like to dig down, try to find like the hidden stories, obviously, because there's a lot of hidden stories in Altitude besides just constant toxic behavior.
Yeah.
It's true that if after Excel, I guess for you, hopefully wins grand finals, will you be making a return to Valkyrie? Is that going to be your bringing it home? Are these rumors true?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I have like a lot of like things that could be happening with that. I necessarily I don't know. I just personally I'm not ready to I guess disclose what I'm going to do yet because I honestly don't know. It's just
no leaks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the season, get the W, win the championship, and bring it home.
Just keeping the eye on the prize. And now, really quickly, of course, you're our MVP here today, but like you said, you didn't do it alone. Is there anyone else on your team specifically you want to shout out for maybe carrying, almost as much as you did? Anyone that really shone out to you? Any people on your team you care about to call out?
Honestly, I can't just choose one. I love this team, dude. Everyone literally just plays so amazingly. We play off each other's energy basically, and just we roll with it. But one person I want to shout out individually is Grimy for sure. He is an extremely underrated DPS. I feel like people, trash talk him, call him just Kurosi's backup, and I felt like today he really proved that he was just way more than that, and I'm extremely proud of that.
Absolutely, and I think we called that out last time you guys played as well, specifically with Grimy, because he is that underdog, and replacing Kurosi is some pretty big shoes to fill. But I think the last game, as well as this one, he's really shown that he's quite a powerhouse in this league. But that's about all the questions I have. You got anything else to ask our MVP today, Cry?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of asked everything, Cookie. I mean, you gave us such good answers. You wouldn't answer the one question I asked, so I think we should just keep going.
I just don't know the answer to that question. That's all.
Fair enough. I'm not pushing. I'm just making jokes. Go play Minecraft or something with your team.
Yeah.
All good. Well, GG's, Master. They're doing a lot of work today in your game today, and good luck moving on to grand finals. You know, you've only got one more game to play until you get that big fake trophy. Someone's gonna have to, I mean, I don't know, Photoshop some shiny medal for all you guys, I'm sure. So good luck with the rest of your games, and you know, good job.
Thank you. You go.
And so that was it. You know, that was the big NYXL versus Fission. Not quite the result anyone was expecting, but of course that was Masa MVP. And you know, there's a lot of good players on the side of NY. You know, a lot of good work. You know, the tank line of them are so strong. Eat Your Liver and Femel, very powerful on these tanks. And the DPS, like you know, we called out Grimy and Zoom doing quite a lot of work. And of course, the ridiculous supports of Masa and Dion really bringing it in for them all today, securing that 4-0 and letting them move it on to grand finals. You know,
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. I guess, yeah, we're going to wrap this stream up. I guess the next game will be Saturday. We're going to see Paris versus Dallas. I mean, Dallas 3-0, clearly. I think it's 3-0. You know, Dallas is definitely going to win it all. I'm Team Dallas. I'm gonna have to make Dallas fried merch, you know, to like beat Team Dallas more. But yeah, well, I guess we'll catch you next time. Hopefully, I'm not casting. I did a very poor job, and I look very horrible. So,
and quickly as well, a couple of follows as well from Penguinator7 and Teddy Mocko as well. We appreciate you, and you're not forgotten here. We appreciate.
I mean, follows don't give us money, but it make us feel good about ourselves. You know. When you follow, it like boosts my ego slightly. I'm like, another follow. They really do like me. You know, puts a little smile on my face. Gives me something to look forward to, you know, at the end of the day. And yeah, keeps me going. But yeah, as I was saying, that's kind of the stream. We had a great analyst desk. Thanks, Ryan and Monster. And I'm Cry.
And I'm Cookie Breed as always.
See you next time.